Everything changed for me when I understood this philosophy. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. That's the simple philosophy that changed my life forever starting age 25. If you work hard on your job, you can make a living, which is fine. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune, which is super fine.
What's your thoughts on that, Ed?
That's the truth, bro. Like, we just spoke about that.
Mm-hmm.
And a prime example, when they say take care of yourself, you notice how, I mean, it may not be mixed in with it, but it's a good example. When you're on a fucking plane and they say, before you help anybody else out,
help yourself.
Help yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
So, right then and there, take care of yourself first, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think that's something that a lot of people miss in this day and age, as far as just going about their day to day, and especially when it comes to the jobs too. It's like, don't focus so much on the negativity of what work is all about. Yeah. Focus more on what work can do for you, which is fund your life and also pay your bills. But most importantly, it can help you get started with things that would benefit you more.
Exactly.
You know, make you more happy. So focus on those things, man. But yo, before we go any further, welcome back, man. Practicing Bad Habits. You got your man A in the building. You got your man Fee in the building. You know how we do. We just come right in. We just kick it right off. But yo, we don't do all that talking. You know what I mean? But don't forget, smash that like button, drop a comment, hit the subscribe button, and yo, we're gonna keep it moving with the next video, man.
Korea finds a laser that zaps cancers in just 2 seconds. This is going to completely change all of healthcare, because who's going to want chemo? Who's going to want to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars or risk losing all of their hair if they could just go into a machine and have a laser zap the cancer? The amazing thing about this technology is they're just starting to release it publicly, which means in the future you're not going to need to get surgery. You don't need to have something sliced out of you to remove it. It literally goes in and it zaps the actual cancer, and so it becomes inactive, right? And then the dead cells just flush through your body, and it just gets processed as normal. And this is a huge breakthrough because, of course, nobody likes getting surgery. And two, they're finding out a lot of the surgery and a lot of the drugs and chemo isn't working, right? But we already knew that. They just try to convince us that it works. But with a machine like this, there is no more need to worry about cancer anymore. It doesn't mean you keep eating the chips and you keep taking bad water, because we're going to share exactly what's getting you sick. But this is the tumor. Gone. Amazing. 2 seconds. That's all it takes. You just lay on this little bed right there, and then you go in that little machine right there. They have these machines in America too, but they don't talk about it unless if you got the money, right? Because we're in a for-profit system. But by the way, if you have any cancer anywhere outside of the mouth, go to a dentist first. We talk about that, but skip the doctor and visit a dentist. 70 to 90% of all diseases start from the mouth. But I digress. This is a pretty cool one. 2 seconds, that's all it takes. Watch the other videos if you want to be healthier, because health is a lot simpler than this.
2 seconds is all it takes, man. But those 2 seconds cost too much money.
Yeah.
Without patients, there are no hospitals.
Of course.
There are no pharmacies. You know,
they can't make money off sick people.
Can't make money.
I mean, on healthy people.
No, they can't make money. I got you. You know what? Again,
everything is messed up, man. I mean, the food.
It's all about the bottom line.
Exactly. But I like how the West, when I mean the West, like other than here, they are always portrayed as being the enemy. Mm-hmm. But they do more good with technology than anything.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying?
In research. And it benefits the people directly.
Exactly.
Like he said, in the U.S., the technology does exist, but you would have to be of the 1% to be able to access that. You know, so yeah, we're gonna keep it moving, man. We understand what's going on in the world, but we just want to make sure you guys are also informed.
Exactly.
Don't forget, smash that like button. Hit the like, subscribe button.
I just go with the motion. It's go hard or go home. I swear I'm over devoted. I'm either rapping or trapping and fine.
Case which I've featured before on my channel, and many other videos, such as this one posted recently by several people on a mountain in Thailand.
Hey, what's that?
It's a Jolly Green Giant.
Bruh. But you know, the one thing I do notice about videos like this, it's always the distance. And I understand that that's what you're able to capture, but I want some close footage. I want some close-up footage.
But who the hell gonna get that close to a giant, bro?
You know, hopefully one day somebody's able to, you know, maybe a drone or something is flying over somebody.
Yeah,
I just want to see one actually in action.
And this one from a trucker in Mexico, which I believe is one of the most compelling evidence when it comes to giant humanoid creatures.
Yo vi un gigante ahí arriba. ¿Qué será? Bueno, nos invaden los gigantes.
Cameras. Thank God for them.
Exactly.
We would never see some of half the shit that we're able to see now if it wasn't for a cell phone.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Technology come a long fucking way, bro.
And that's what forces the powers that be to have to admit to the lies that they've been telling us all these years. You know, it's when the abundance of camera footage comes out and it's like, no, what the hell is this?
Yeah, what are you gonna say now?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can't deny half of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's residential in communities and random people just able to point their cameras and record all this stuff.
Yeah, and you know the crazy thing about it, you know, we ain't gonna talk too much, but it's like, can you imagine seeing that? And then the first thing you do is you're gonna pull your phone out because you know why? Nobody's gonna believe you.
No one. But you have
you know, you have proof.
You have your witness.
Yeah.
You have your automatic witness now in your pocket.
Shit.
Like Ace said, we're not gonna talk too much, man.
I'm focused, there's a point of view. I'm blowing smoke, there's residue on my hands, my demand.
Which we will be playing momentarily, by the Canadian Aviation Weather Cam located at Cheakamus Canyon Tower. These photos are unedited, untouched, raw footage of what came from the Canadian Aviation Weather Cam. We will now begin the video of the double sunrise in time-lapse mode. Each frame is 10 minutes. The entire video happens over the course of 2 hours and 10 minutes. As you can see, it starts out looking like only one sun, but as it rises over the mountaintops, it actually splits into two completely separate suns. The second sun that you will see in the video is, at least in part, causing our red sunrises and red sunsets to occur each and every day. This is not normal. In the past, either the sunrise or the sunset was red, not both. The reason that this sunrise does not appear red is because the sun actually rose over an hour ago and we are seeing it rise above the mountain later in the morning. For those who were able to see the earlier sunrise in this area on this morning, it was indeed very red.
What the fuck was that?
Two suns. Yo.
What? How do you explain that? Drop a comment. Let us know what's going on. Maybe I need to be more informed. I need to be more informed because from the time I was knee high, I thought there was just one sun in the sky.
Yeah. Just one sun.
Just one sun in the sky.
One moon.
That's it. That's all. That's what I was taught.
Oh man. And here's the thing, I love like shit like that, because I got my telescope at home and shit like that. You know what I mean? Now that I'm thinking, like, damn, is that just cheese?
No, I wanted to ask you that question. Are there stories you're scared to cover? Because there'll be times, and I know you are hit with a torrent of information on a daily basis, way more than I am. And I mean, you have contacts all around the world that are, there's probably someone on the space station right now texting you with information about something. And so, are there things that you're scared to cover? You're sitting there saying, wow, this is like soul crushing, like to the point where like it really scares you in your soul.
There are two. Yes, there are two. One is the 2020 election. And I think that I was far too dismissive of some of the claims made about it. And I think there may be some merit to some of the wildest possible claims about that election. And I haven't proven it yet, but I've, look, I'll just say, and you know this, of course, very well, both of you, that whenever you have politics, you've got a lot of sleazy people and liars and people who just want to get their candidate elected or get paid or whatever. You've got a lot of lying around all political campaigns, so it's very hard to know what's true. And sometimes it takes years to figure it out. So there were a lot of stupid mercenaries making claims about fraud in that past election that were, they couldn't back up. But that doesn't mean that all of those ideas were wrong, and I think that some of them were right, is what I'm learning, and I'll just leave it there. The second thing that bothers me is the UFO story, and the more you dig into that and talk to people with actual knowledge of it, again, that's another story where there are some, fanciful ideas floating around that are just, there's no evidence that they're true. But if you talk to people who, have actual knowledge of it that they gathered themselves, there are parts of that story that I do not understand at all that are really, really, really dark. It's so dark that I, haven't told my wife about it. I mean, I haven't verified any of this, but this is not just stuff that I read on the internet. I know you all are very, very grounded in that story, so I think I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But there's some stuff there that's just like, man, I'm not even sure what that means. There's a spiritual component there that I don't fully understand. So yes, that story bothers me. And I think, last thing I'll say, that one of the reasons that we've had all these disclosures and all of these, 10 whistleblowers at this point, and it hasn't really become front page news. Part of it's suppression. Parts of the government don't want you to know about it, but part of it is the public can't deal with it. It's too far out. The implications are too profound. And so, and I understand that, because I've heard things where I'm just like, oh man, I don't even really want to know that, honestly.
Deeply disturbing stuff. Forget like saucers and technology. It's deeply disturbing stuff that I haven't even told Natalie. Yep. I agree with you. It's so disturbing. Exactly. I can't even tell my kids. My kids ask me different stories about it, and I won't say it because it's so dark. It's so dark.
I totally agree.
Miles is watching. So.
Okay, Miles, if you're watching the show, Daddy's not going to tell you about that part of the UFO stuff and what's going on with the government.
Can I say one thing? They've known clearly. I mean, this is, I think, established, and I feel comfortable saying this as fact. The U.S. government, these are real, whatever they are. They're not human. And the government has known that for a long time, possibly going back to the 1930s at least. And, of course, there's tons of evidence in the written record, in the physical record, in paintings, and in literature, that people have been seeing and interacting with these things for a long time. So we know that. But the justification one often hears is, well, the government, various presidents who have been read in, not all have been, haven't wanted to disclose this because it would scare people. And I've always thought that's bullshit. You're hiding a crime, which they are, by the way, in my opinion. But I do think there's a sense in which that's not totally crazy. Like, there is some stuff, if it's true, and I'm kind of thinking it may be true, that's so radical that, well, as we both said, we don't want to tell the people we love most about it because, like, why would you, disturb someone like that? So I kind of get that. I hate to admit it. I'm not arguing for hiding things. I believe in the truth and I believe in disclosure, but I understand the impulse. Like, holy smokes, this is heavy. You know what I mean?
And the government's involvement in it makes it even heavier because then you realize the complicity.
Exactly.
Of it. Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about the same thing. I can tell.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
Should I go?
No. This is what we used to talk about in commercial breaks all the time. This is the kind of stuff. Anyway.
So at the time, I never would have believed any of that.
You know what's fucked up?
Mm-hmm.
The point that people know shit and they're afraid to say something.
But also, they think we can't handle it as
but shit, there's every movie about everything. There's always a movie about something. You can't tell me nothing alien-wise with fucking E.T. and what X-Files didn't show me already.
Mm-hmm. But why do they feel like the mass can't handle that? Because you as an individual can deal with the
because you know why? Because it was a lie to start off with.
That's the point.
So now they got a fucking answer.
That's the point.
All this time. So if they lied about that,
and the lie just got bigger,
and it's got bigger and bigger and bigger.
We can do this all day. And you already know NASA is the biggest lie of them all. Biggest lie of them all.
And NASA. So why is NASA they studying underwater and shit now?
That's what they've been doing.
Yeah, but no, they doing some other shit.
We gotta get into that. We gotta talk more about that offline. We can't get into that right now. We'll just be rambling to the audience, which we don't want to do. We're gonna get into the next video, but don't forget, hit the like button, smash that subscribe button, make it happen.
Strange flying object.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what. What's up with the wording on that?
Fuck if I know. No, you know
Hold
me.
on, bruh.
Strange flying object.
Hold on, bruh. Now, what I want to know, based on that footage, we gotta see that. Based on that footage, is that man-made or is that an actual UFO? Because the way that thing was gliding through the sky, it just shows that technology. If it's man-made, we have technology that's amazing.
Strange flying object.
That's a hot sauce. So that's a flying saucer with hot sauce on it.
Right.
That's crazy, man. But here's the thing: they took that technology from what's the Oswald shit? Was it Oswald? Oh, fuck. Excuse me, y'all. This Scotch. That shit got me. You know, it's slur the words. But it was the shit, the Area 51. Roswell. There we go. I know it was something like that. And they were studying that shit all that time. But you notice how, excuse me, audience, you know, everybody, but you notice how every country got that one mad scientist, you know what I'm saying? So you know for sure the shit that they make, that right there was a copyright of something.
But that footage was not fake in a sense.
No, I'm not saying, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? That was an actual UFO.
Yeah. But I'm saying though, they put that truff shit on there. It's like, who knows? It might be another Elon Musk motherfucker that made a flying saucer.
Let's look into this a little bit more, Let's look into this a little bit more. We're not going to bore the audience with our conversations. We're just going to keep the videos rolling.
Never learned about the history of education. I started questioning what I was doing as a teacher by reading the book Dumbing Us Down by John Taylor Gatto. I love that book so much that I decided to read other books by him, and one of the books that he wrote is An Underground History of American Education. I read through that whole book and became absolutely convinced that if people knew the history of American education, we would not be doing what we're doing. Here are some quotes from people who helped to set up our American education system. What is the purpose of industrial education? To fill the young of the species with knowledge and awaken their intelligence? Nothing could be further from the truth. The aim is simply to reduce as many individuals as possible to the same safe level, to breed and train a standardized citizenry, to put down dissent and originality. That is its aim in the United States, and that is its aim everywhere else. H.L. Mencken. If the public schools can keep the children occupied throughout the day with sports after school and homework in the evening, the parents will have less than an hour a day with their children, and the families and Christian churches' influence over them could be broken in about a generation. John Dewey. We who are engaged in the sacred cause of education are entitled to look upon all parents as having given hostages to our cause. Horace Mann. Education should aim at destroying free will so that after pupils are thus schooled, they will be incapable throughout the rest of their lives of thinking or acting otherwise than as their schoolmasters would have wished. Johann.
So sad. This has been a plan in the works from day one. To dumb us down, keep us suppressed,
programming,
condition us, to just be unproductive and slaves.
Yeah. Programming.
I don't have anything else I want to say about that. But also, I'd say one last thing. Education starts at home.
Of course. Everything starts at home.
Starts at home. But if you say everything starts at home, it also starts first with yourself.
True that.
Your mindset, the way you think. And as a parent, that's where you then look at your kids and say the real knowledge comes from communication and the development of understanding your environment and how to conduct yourself, really. And carry
a child only does what they see in the household.
So if they see a bunch of slaves not being creative and pushing themselves, then they're just gonna become the same thing. One last video, baby, and then we gonna be out of here. But yo, while we do that, don't forget, hit the like and subscribe button. And you know, while we're on the topic of self, look inward and work on you. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I can say about it.
I found most people don't know who they are. They really don't.
I know my name, I know my age, I know where I live.
Yeah, that's not you, though. If you ask the average person who they are, they'll give you their name. They'll say, I'm Bob Proctor, but I'm not. Bob and Proctor are two words. My parents give them to me. They're called names, but it's not me. It's my name. Then somebody will say, well, this is me, but this isn't me either. It's my body. Like, you never phone down here to the studio and say, body won't be in today. It's sick. Okay. You know, we don't say am hand or am leg. It's my hand, my leg, my body, my name. Who am I? See, I think we live simultaneously on three planes of understanding. We're spiritual creatures, we have an intellect, and we live in physical bodies. But because we lack awareness or understanding of who we are, we're totally locked into a physical world, and we let things outside of us control us. 95% of the population are reacting to life. They're not really living at all.
Young Nab, baby.
Facts.
And that's back in the day, too.
Mm-hmm. This stuff was always out there for us to pick up on. But even till this day, a lot of us are still not paying attention.
No.
You know what I mean? So that's why we're putting these videos out, man. We're not going to keep you too much longer. But, yo, we just wanted to get back in the seat and do what we do as always. Yo, don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe. If you're rocking with us, just just look forward to the next one because we're still working hard out here for you guys, all right?
Remember, knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
Self-respect.
Man. All right? But, yo, till the next one, hey. You know what I mean?
Already know.
Sweet, baby. We'll see you again. All right? Peace. Have a great day.
Well, at least that's how I feel. Don't confuse me with the others. I'm only giving you real. You know nothing's changed. Switching lanes. Hustle like I'm pitching cane. Gripping cash. Gripping ass. Hit the ass.